Are you on the verge of giving up? Maybe that's a good thing. Giving up is not always something that we should beat ourselves up for. We haven't done anything wrong, and you're not doing anything wrong by having the thought that you might want to give up. But it doesn't mean that you have to give up on your dreams, give up on your career, your hobbies. You don't have to do any of that. But getting in the space of surrender is how you can reframe giving up. Because maybe you should give up right now. You've been working really hard. You've been trying. You've gone to school. You've gotten educated. You've done a lot of awesome things in your life. Experiences that you've had, places you've traveled to, connections you've made. And that's all made who you are right now. Because without those experiences, you wouldn't be this version of you right now, on the verge of something great. Because when you're in that space of feeling like you're just done, you're ready to give up, you're ready to call it a day and figure out something else, maybe that's okay. Maybe it's not such a bad thing. Because when you're in that space of being on the verge and you're fence sitting on what the next move in your life needs to be or what it should be, what it should look like, that could be the most powerful place that you could ever be. Because you're finally going to let go of the reins that you've been holding on so tightly to in order to try and steer the horse that you're riding on in the direction that you think you should go. You have all these expectations and insistences of where you want to go, and you think you need to be the one that is guiding the reins the entire time, who has to see the entire landscape, all of the options that are possible, and know exactly what to do, when to do it, how far to ride that horse, when to give it water, when to give it grain, when to give it rest, when to give yourself rest. And you end up just pushing. You end up riding that horse until it's got nothing left, and until you've got nothing left, until you're completely burnt out. And then you wonder why you're fatigued all the time, why you're grumpy, why you're easily triggered. It's because you're pushing too hard, my friend. You're pushing too hard. It's all that it is. So being in that state of, look, I give up. You don't necessarily have to be giving up on the creative expression and passion that you are doing. And if you're not doing something that you feel passionate about, excited about, something that lights you up, well, then I would suggest that you do give that up and find what really does light you up. And now this is, just as a disclaimer, this is not me giving any professional advice. You're the master, the captain of your own ship. You do what you want. I'm not saying to quit your job and put yourself in a bad position where you could go bankrupt or anything like that. You know where you're at in your life. But maybe you need to give up that day job that you've been grinding on just to pay the bills and give yourself a chance at what you really want to be doing. What do you really want out of life? What gifts and talents do you have that you've been holding back? Why is it so easy for you to give up on those and not give up on something like a shitty 9-to-5 that you're probably working on right now to pay the bills? You could start weaning it off. You could find a way to work on your passion. If it really means that much to you, if you're really at that place where you want to change your life, where you want to be someone different, where you want to be the change that you want to see in the world, be a living example of what it's like to be God in human form, and truly be the captain of your own ship, which means that you're not waiting on outside circumstances to change in order for you to change. And that's where you decide to give up. Give up control. Give up on the things that don't serve you, that don't light you up. Just give up. Give up that control that you've been holding on to for dear life. You're seeing this video at this time for a reason. You're always synchronizing with things that you need to see when you need to see them. And out of everything that you could be seeing today, you found me talking to you here. If this is speaking to you, if it resonates with you, let it guide you. Let it be the spark that allows you to change and do the things that you've always wanted to do. You're allowed to just turn everything around. I was an actor for a while. I lived in New York City for 7 years. I had vision boards. I had journaled, prayed, done manifesting techniques on so many things that I desired to come from what was my passion at the time, which was acting. I wanted to be a leader of example in the interviews and the talk shows that I was on. I wanted to be a respected actor and a well-known actor so that I could have enough fame to reach large masses of the population. And then that fire slowly started to die over the years. And when I finally let that go, it was during the pandemic. I was living by myself. I was going through my dark night of the soul, let me tell you. Living by myself, tiny 400 square foot apartment or less, paying all this rent, paycheck to paycheck. And I was just losing that spark, that flame that I had when I first decided to embark on the endeavor of being an actor. And it took me a while to let go of all those dreams that I had created around the career of acting. It was brutal. It was. At the time, I thought I was a complete failure. I thought that I was just giving up on my dreams because I was always the one, out of all my friends, out of all the people who knew me, I was always the one who would find a way to keep going, who never gave up, who worked harder than anyone else. And so I had to deal with all of those thoughts, all of those demons, if you want to call it that were telling me I ain't worth a shit if I give up on the things that I've always wanted in my life, that I thought that I wanted in my life. But I knew somewhere deep down, and I know that you are feeling this somewhere deep down, that something else is calling you. You might not even know what it is, but it's not what you're currently doing. Let yourself stop what you're doing, or let yourself find a way somehow to bridge where you are right now to where you want to be in the future. Give yourself space to feel the way you're feeling. You don't have to stay caught in it like I did, but it takes awareness. It takes self-love and compassion to let go of those dreams that you have been gaining so much momentum with energetically for so many years. But just because you've done that doesn't mean that you have to see it through. if it's not truly lighting you up. Now, if it's lighting you up and you love doing it, then keep going and don't let anything stop you. Don't let the circumstance of the world, people in your life, don't let anything stop you. Because if you're doing something that lights you up and you're passionate about, you need to keep going, because it will take you to where you need to go. But if you're in that space where you're just done, where you're just fed up, where you feel like you've changed in some way, something inside you, then let that version of yourself go. Let it go. Let that version of yourself free. Set yourself free. Because you deserve to. You're not here to grind, to push through. You're not here to do things that you don't want to do, okay? You're here to do things that you want to do, to share your gifts and your talents with the world. Give yourself space to find out what it is if you don't know what it is right now. And give yourself a path towards a new life. Just open up the opportunity. And you do that by first giving up. Giving up control. Give it up to God. Give it up to the Creator. You don't have to hold on to it. You can let it go. Let go and let God. Maybe you've heard that before, but it's a great piece of advice. Because your God self, your higher self, knows exactly where you are on your path and knows the path of least resistance and most allowance to take you to where it is that you want to go in your life. And you deserve to go there. Let this be the video that lights you up, that sparks that in you, sparks that change. If you've been waiting, if you've been fence sitting, get off the damn fence and go and move in the direction of your passion and what lights you up. Please, do it for yourself. You literally deserve it so much. And you've put in the work, you've put in the time. And everything that you've lived up into this moment has not been wasted just because you're deciding to change. And change into something or someone that is completely different than you ever thought you would become or that you would do or express in the world. A completely different career. A completely different self-expression. Let that be okay. Give yourself space and rest and reevaluate and reassess and decompress for a little while with grace, compassion, and love for yourself. That is the only way, my friend. That is the only way forward. I love you so much. You got this. You got this.